Hi guys, I'm Jim and welcome to Six String Studies. Today we're going to be looking at 10 fairly easy rock licks, and this is for you, Will. Thank you for your suggestion. Now take your time with these licks. Some of them are quite easy, some of them are a little more tricky. As usual, go slowly, use a metronome and practice a lot. And if you like these licks, there's plenty more of these in Six String Studies Book 2, the video version, which is available now, and I'll put a link in the description below. So, if you like the video, hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and let's get to the lesson! Okay, so here's lick number 1. I'll play it slowly, and then we'll do it a little more up to speed. So what we're doing there, we're bending the 7th fret of the G, a whole tone. So your target pitch is the 19th fret of the G. We're doing a finger roll from the 5th fret of the B to the 5th fret of the E. And look what's going on here. My first finger has just overshot the B string, so it's just catching the G string when it's released. There's that dead G. Roll, and then we're going to do a full bend on the 8th fret of the B string and apply vibrato. So full bend, finger roll, full bend on the 8th fret of the G, of the B, sorry. That's number 1. Okay, so here's lick 2. It sounds like this. So what are we doing there? Our third finger is sliding into the 5th fret of the E string. From around the 3rd, your first finger plays the 3rd fret of the A string. 3rd finger back to that 5th fret on the E string. So we have... Now we're going to do a finger roll with our 3rd finger down to the 5th fret of the A string there. Then we roll backwards. Back to that first finger on the 3rd fret of the A string. Slight pull down. And we finish on that 5th fret here. And all I'm doing is putting a little bit of palm muting into it. Put some pinched harmonics as well if you can do those. Slide out. Generally a good idea to slide out these licks. That's lick number 2. Okay, lick number 3 sounds like this. So what am I doing there? I'm pulling off from the 8th fret with my 3rd finger, or you can use the little finger, it's up to you, to the 5th fret with my 1st finger, playing the 8th fret on the B string, back to that 5th fret of the E, back to the 8th fret on the B string, and then to the 5th fret on the B string. So. We're playing that twice, and then we're going to exit by playing the 8th fret on the B string for a full bend. So. Now at speed, you haven't got to pick everything. You could do some pull-offs and some hammer-ons. I'm just hammering there. I'm not actually doing any picking. I'm doing a hammer-on from nowhere there by whacking it down. But I am ensuring that the 3rd finger is clipping the G string and the high E string at the same time. Back to that 1st finger. Hammer from nowhere, pull off. Or you can pick it. That's lick number 3. Okay, the next one sounds like this. So what am I doing there? I'm doing a 5 to 7 hammer on the A string, 5 to 7 hammer and pull on the G string. So far. Back to that 7th fret on the D string, back to the 5th fret on the same string. So we have, or you can pull it there. And a very quick hammer on from 5 to 7 on the D string to finish it off with. Add vibrato and then the slide out. You can cycle these licks as well, so it's not just one da 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 and we're done. Alright, now at the moment I'm going da 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 da. We could just forget that timing and just burn through it. What we could do is make it into more of a cycling lick by doing an extra hammer on from 5 to 7 at the end. And then starting again. Okay, so here's the next one. Basically, it's a Chuck Berry idea. So I'm just bending the 7th fret here of the G string, playing a double stop, i.e. 2 strings together, and I'm up picking these. This is the 5th fret of the E and the 5th fret of the B. I'm up picking it twice. The bend is done with fingers 2 and 3, but as you do it, the first finger is relaxed, it's not fretting anything. It's kind of ready to go though. There you go. Okay, so here's the next one. Unison bends. What we're doing is bending the B string here. I'm on the 8th fret, and I'm also playing the 5th fret of the E string at the same time. That is the note A. If I bend this 8th fret up here, a whole tone, that is also an A. And what you're trying to get is the warble on the way up, and then a matching of tones as you get to the top. Okay, so 5th fret on the E, 8th fret on the B. I'm just doing kind of a triplet pattern here. Triplet. I'm moving it forward 2 frets, so I'm now on 7 and 10. Moving it forward 1 fret, so I'm now on 8 and 11. And moving it forward a further 2 frets, so I'm now on 10 and 13. Alright, but you haven't got to do the whole moving up and down the fretboard. You can just stay in the same position if you wish. The most important thing is that we get that growl. There we go. Okay, here's the next one. This is really just a minor pentatonic run, and really it's just a minor pentatonic scale, but it sounds like this. So we're starting out in position 5, moving through position 1, ending on position 2. If you don't know what that means, look it up. We'll be going through all those at some point in the near future, don't you worry. So, 3 to 5, hammer on the E string. Same thing on the A string. Sliding into the 7. 5 to 7 on the D string. That's a hammer as well. Same thing on the G, 5 to 7. Then we slide into 9. 8 to 10, hammer again on the B string. 8 on the E string. And our exit is 10 on the B string. So, slowly. How about ultra slowly? There we go. Okay, next one. More double stops. We're doing a double stop from the 8th fret of the B and the E, and we're hammering down onto the 10th fret of those same strings. So we get this. And then we play the 8th fret again. From there, our first finger is going to stay where it is. Our second finger comes to the 9th fret of the G string, and this time we're going to play those two together, i.e. the G and the B, and hammer on to the 10th fret of the B. And then release and play the original 8 and 9. So we have. From there, we're going to go to our first finger on the 7th fret of the G, second finger to the 8th fret of the B, and this time we're hammering down onto the 9th fret of the G. And back to the original 7 and 8. So we have so far. Going to move back to the 5th fret of the G and the B here, play both those strings, pull it down slightly, and finish on the note A, which is on the 7th fret of the D string. Vibrato, and slide out. So, slowly. Ultra slowly. There we go. Okay, the next one is a sequence. It sounds like this. Okay, so we're going 5 to 8 on the E string, hammer on that is, or you can pick it, up to you, to 5 on the A string, hammer the 7, pull off again. So we have, we exit here, that's the sequence, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We then start that sequence again on the 5th fret of the A string. We're going to go 5 to 7 hammer, 5 to 7 hammer and pull on the D string, and exit that part of the sequence on 7A. So far we have. Now we're going to complete this by doing a 5 to 7 on the D, a 5 to 7 hammer and pull on the G string, exit to 7D with our third finger, and our first finger then plays a quick 5 to 7 slide on that D string, downward vibrato and out. There we are. Okay, how about this one? More hammers and pulls. We're doing, this is in position 2 of A minor pentatonic. We're doing 8 to 10 hammer and pull. That's on the E string. Play the 10 on the B, back to the 8E. Now on the B string, we're going to go 10, pull off to 8, and then back on 10 again. So we get. It's another one of these cycling licks. Now you might have noticed sometimes I'm picking, sometimes I'm hammering and pulling. It's really up to you how you do this, so make it your own. That's just hammering from nowhere. Once you've got that, if you want to exit, I like doing this sort of thing. sliding up to that 15th fret of the B string and doing a whole bend. Obviously with some vibrato if you want to. There we are. So there you go guys, 10 easy rock licks. I hope you enjoyed that lesson. If you did, hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. I've also included the backing track. I'll put it in the description as well so you can practice against that. It's yours to do with what you want as long as you don't have a hit out of it. If you do, I want 50% of it. All right, until next time guys, see you later, bye.